Let's stop pretending women are impossible to figure out. They're not. Yes, they're emotional, beautifully layered, often unpredictable. But once you know what to watch for, the patterns become clear. There are cracks in the surface, little signals in their energy. And if you pay attention, you'll see exactly what makes them open up, what draws them in, and what keeps them up at night thinking about you. This isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about seeing what most guys completely miss. Because while most men are busy trying to impress, the ones who really win are tuned in to the subtle cues, the emotional triggers that speak louder than words. So in this video, we're breaking down 9 deep emotional weak spots that women feel, whether they admit it or not. Some of these will surprise you, some will hit home, and a few might change how you approach connection forever. Let's get into it. No sugarcoating, no filters, just raw insight, stoic presence, and primal awareness. Confidence that doesn't look for approval hits differently. Women are drawn to certainty. Not loud, arrogant look-at-me energy, but calm, grounded confidence. The kind that enters a room without needing to be validated. That doesn't question itself because it knows. That's the attraction point. Most guys chase attention. They send compliments, over-message, try to stand out. But women sense that thirst. They feel when you're trying too hard. Real confidence doesn't chase, doesn't rush to speak. It's the man who stands still while others scramble. The man who doesn't break character when tested. She might act strong, she might say she's in control, but when a man radiates calm, unshakable presence, her instincts react. She doesn't want loud, she wants steady. Not aggressive strength, but emotional power. The guy who's centered, still, unmoved by the noise. That kind of presence, it stays in her head rent-free. Women are tired of explaining their emotions. They're exhausted from always having to decode their own feelings for men. They say, "I'm fine," and get frustrated when they're not heard. They get labeled dramatic when they're just overwhelmed. One of the deepest emotional cravings for a woman? To be understood, without needing to explain. You don't need to read her mind. You just need to pay attention. Notice the silence. Notice the change in her voice. Notice when her energy shifts. Most men are too busy waiting to speak, missing what's right in front of them. But when you sit with her and say, "I can feel something's off. Take your time, I'm here," that changes everything. It tells her she's not alone. She doesn't have to pretend. She can relax. And that's when she opens. Because women don't fall for charm. They fall for the man who makes them feel safe enough to drop the mask. Silence, used right, is a weapon, not the cold shoulder, not ignoring. I'm talking about composed, intentional silence, the kind that says, "I'm not reacting, I'm watching." In a world where everyone is desperate to speak, a man who knows when to stay quiet, that's rare, that's powerful. He doesn't get pulled into petty arguments. He doesn't fight for control. He pauses. He observes. He chooses when to respond. That patience, it's magnetic. She's used to men losing their cool, trying to argue, explain, win her approval. But when she tests you and you stay calm, she starts wondering. She starts reflecting. Because your stillness throws her off balance in the best way. It brings her out of her head and back into her feelings. Your silence says you're not rattled, that you're in control without needing control. And that, without a word, draws her in deeper. There's something electric about holding eye contact. Not the creepy stare, not the nervous glance, but the calm, focused gaze that says, "I see you, and I'm not going anywhere." Eye contact is one of the oldest, rawest ways to show strength. When you can hold it, relaxed and intentional, you speak volumes without saying a word. Most men either look away too fast or overdo it trying to appear confident. But when you lock eyes, breathe, and let her feel your energy, she feels it. Not in her head, in her body. It lights something up. Not fear, but fascination. She realizes you're not intimidated. You're not hiding. You're not pretending. You're just there. Present. Real. And that's unforgettable. Women crave mystery, not confusion. Mystery. They want depth that isn't explained in a single conversation. They want layers, something to uncover. One of the biggest mistakes men make. Oversharing too fast. Trying to connect by spilling everything at once. But mystery isn't withholding. It's pacing. It's offering a glimpse, then letting her lean in. Give her just enough to wonder what else is there. A story that stops halfway. A silence that holds weight. You don't have to be dark or complicated. Just don't put it all on the table. Let her earn pieces of your past. Let her discover what shaped you. When she feels like she's peeling back something real, she gets invested. Not because you're hiding something, but because you're not trying to be understood all at once. That slow reveal? It's one of her favorite experiences, and one of your most underrated powers. There's a different kind of energy in a man who has purpose. Not just passion, not just goals, but a clear sense of direction. He walks into a room and people feel it. His presence doesn't shout, it resonates. Yes, women are attracted to ambition, but it's purpose that holds their attention. Passion burns hot and fades fast. Purpose simmers and sustains. It says, this is where I'm going. This is why I exist, and that draws her in. Not because she needs you to be her answer, but because she wants to be near a man who's answering his own call. Purpose gives you gravity. It gives your words weight, and it gives her something to respect beyond looks or charm. Even if you're not there yet, even if the results haven't shown up, if you've got vision, she'll feel it. She'll trust it, and she'll want to be part of it. Every strong woman has a hidden desire to relax into someone else's lead. Not because she's weak, but because she's tired. She doesn't want to be told what to do, but she wants to feel like you know what you're doing. That calm confidence that says, I've got this. It's not about control. It's about direction. She wants to know she can challenge you, but that you won't fold under pressure. That if she lets go, you won't drop the wheel. When she says, I don't care, pick something, she's not testing you. She's asking, can you lead me somewhere I'll enjoy? And when you do, with conviction, she softens. She relaxes, because in that moment, she doesn't have to steer. She can trust. That's rare, and that's deeply attractive. Words have power, more than most men realize. And women? They feel those words in their bones. Not because they're fragile, but because language moves them. When you speak with honesty and weight, you don't just talk to her mind, you draw her in. You paint images, stir feelings. Let her feel seen in ways she didn't know she craved. It's not about flowery lines. It's about speaking from depth, words with roots. You say you inspire me and you mean it. You say you feel like home and she feels that truth in her chest. She starts imagining a life with you before you even ask for one. Because your voice isn't noise, it's clarity. It's connection. And that's one of her greatest soft spots. The final piece, the one that shifts everything, is this. She's drawn to the man who could leave. Not because he's cold, not because he plays games, but because he doesn't fear loss. He chooses her, but doesn't need her to feel whole. He loves her, but he'll walk away the second his peace is at stake. And that presence, it makes her think twice. It makes her look again. Because the man who can walk, who stays calm when others would beg, who values himself more than the relationship, that man is rare. And when she finds him, she doesn't just want him. She respects him. Because real strength isn't in holding tighter. It's in knowing when to let go, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. She'll feel it deep, visceral, ancient. The unspoken fear of losing the man who doesn't fear letting her go. Be that man.